Hello, it is Thursday, the 25th of October, 2007. This is Brian Shannon speaking from Alpha Trends, and markets closed. The S&P 500 finished with a loss of 13 cents, but that closing figure doesn't tell the story. We had a real volatile session once again. Bullishly, the market did come down through that 50-day moving average once again, but held above it on a closing basis. Yesterday, we saw that 200-day moving average tested and successfully held. We do have the 10 and 20-day moving average crossing and a short-term trend, which is lower based on that 10-day moving average. So a lot of mixed signals we continue to see here. We've been looking at this trend line on the 10-minute time frame, and that was broken early on. And what I was looking for yesterday was I had said that ideally I wanted to see a pullback down towards about 151 and a quarter. We saw that, and then a rally above 152. It looked like the market might be getting moving higher, but it would really have to hold above there for a half hour or so. It failed to hold above there. We did still see that we have a declining 5-day moving average. That's that orange one in there, and that apparently was enough for the sellers to come in and take back control. So that 152 level was violated, but it you should have had your stop close by had you gotten long on there. As I said, I was really looking for it to hold above that level for about a half hour before we really decided that the buyers were going to be back in control. And that, just again, that direction of that 5-day moving average does give us warnings that maybe it's not going to, that rallies aren't going to hold, that is, when we have it declining. So we're starting to see a little bit more stabilization in here. We do have what looks like a higher low, so this will be an important level here at about 150 now. And below that, of course, we've got this 149 level that has been important over the last couple days as well. So I've been saying on the daily time frame that it's kind of neutral more than anything. I still think that's the case, and now we're starting to see that the transition is starting to occur from a seller's market in the short term to a more neutral, and perhaps if we can get back above that 152 and hold above it, then we're going to see the market back in control from the buyer's standpoint on a short-term time frame, and that could get us to see a little bit of a squeeze action on the upside. We do, again, I just wanted to point out this divergence here that we had seen with the MACD yesterday. A lot of times that does come near turning point, so we've got that going forward as well. But overall, just mixed signals. It's really amazing to me that the market holds up as well as it does when the semiconductors just keep getting pounded like this. They're down 2% again today, but came down through yesterday's lows and kind of closed right at yesterday's lows. On the weekly time frame, you can still see that the market is trying to find a little bit of support near this 450 level, and it does look like it's getting a little bit overdone on the downside after the close today. We do have earnings from CLAC, though, and that can put further pressure or maybe help these semiconductors turn around a little bit. But right now it looks like dead money. The short side has been probably played out here on the semiconductors, and it's, like I said, it's been down real hard the last 2 days. And again, as I've been saying, semiconductors go into technology, and traditionally the relationship has been if the semiconductors are declining, that it'll put further pressure on technology stocks as well. But when I guess you have companies like Apple and Research in Motion making their own components, that maybe because they're so heavily weighted on the NASDAQ 100, that's why the NASDAQ 100 isn't being affected by this. That's all theory, but let's just trade each market as we see it. The IWM, I've been talking about, it's important for it to hold again on a closing basis above 80. We did see weakness in here again today, lost about 0.6%, but it is holding around that 200-day moving average and above the 50-day moving average as well, and this prior level of resistance, which then acted as support on a couple occasions in here. So this $80 level continues to be the important area. It did find resistance also today at that declining 10-day moving average. So more mixed signals in here from the IWM, and what we were looking for on this was 81.45 to be taken out with conviction. That hasn't happened yet. That's actually about 81.50 right here. So the market's going to need to get above this level to maybe put some pressure on the shorts that are pressuring this market in here lately. Getting back above 81.5, maybe that will get them to kind of scramble to cover some of those shorts. But we do still have a declining 5-day moving average, so we want to continue to be cautious. It is starting to show signs of maybe the buyers gaining control because we have more tests of this resistance level, and we have buyers getting more aggressive by making higher lows. That is, they're not waiting for a pullback to 78 before they take control, not waiting for a pullback to 79. Instead, they're taking back control near that 80 level. So the buyers are tightening things up a little bit as we get those higher lows, and that could be building for a break past here, but it's not. There's no edge in the trade until price actually confirms what I'm theorizing actually happens here. We've got that declining 5-day moving average, and that means take it very easy in here, be careful, and go slow. As for the NASDAQ 100, it was down 72 cents today. The Qs lost 1.3%. So today, I was curious that the semiconductors, I'm sorry, the S&P 500 was the outperformer, while the Qs lost ground. A lot of stocks getting hit hard today. Just on a side note, this WCG, I don't know if you saw that one, but man, this stock has been in a huge uptrend, and they got their headquarters raided by the FBI today. That's happened to me about 5-6 years ago. I was short. I actually owned puts on a company that, and their headquarters got raided. It was a great day for me, terrible day for the company, but that was just a tangent. We've got the best level of support really down near $52 a share on these Qs. And we look at the 30-minute time frame again. It just continues to be a volatile mess in here. It's trading. This 5-day moving average has kind of been the midpoint of that range, and we've seen a lot of back and forth action. Buyers seemingly take control as it moves back above. Sellers back in control below, but it is acting as resistance and is declining. This market seems to have a little bit of support now near 52.70 or so as well. I think that you've just got to be very defensive in here. But again, the daily time frame is still higher. We had a big recovery on Tuesday when the market sold off strong. So there are still buyers out there, but you just got to take it easy and go on a stock-by-stock basis. Some of these things are soaring based on earnings, but there seems to be a lot more stocks that are getting hit hard on the earnings reports.